All right, so for today's HM Aerobic video review, we have Rachel Kravitz performing Training Think Tank's Throwdown number 10. If you guys would like for us to review your videos, send us a link to your YouTube performance. You can do that either here on the HM Aerobic YouTube channel, or you can slide into our DMs on the gram at HM Aerobic. Without any further ado, let's go ahead and get into it. All right, guys, so there's no headroom on this video. We're gonna get started in 3, 2, 1, go. All right, so the first thing I noticed is that when we said 3, 2, 1, go, Rachel already had the barbell in her hand, so this would be a false start if we were in a competition, especially if we were in a qualifier setting. This is something that we would want to make sure that she doesn't do so she doesn't get dinged down the road. Shoulder overheads are looking very good. Rachel's really strong with movements like shoulder overhead and squatting, so this is a workout that I feel like she can very much excel at. It's more about the pacing and making sure that she saves enough for the second half of the workout. And I can tell you right now, the second half of the workout is gonna be the toughest part. Watching other people do this workout, other videos, it's towards the end that the wheels kind of fall off for everybody. But I feel like she's splitting things up and moving in a direction that, or moving at a pace that she can handle and she's comfortable with. Something I do want to commend Rachel on, been working with her for quite a while now, and she used to do this thing where she would only kind of get to parallel, and a lot of the squatting reps were a little questionable. Reason for that is that Rachel has really strong legs, a lot of muscle on them, and she would go low enough to where it felt like the side of her hip bone or the greater trochanter of the femur was going below parallel, when actually you need to get your hip crease below the knee. So we've really been working with her as far as making sure she's over-exaggerating that standard, hitting the standard every time, and these reps look great. So that's a credit to her hard work and her attention paid to those little details that really actually do make the difference and prevent her from getting dinged, getting no rep, and adding time on at the end. So very, very good job for her with that. Now, it looks like she's definitely laboring a little bit more than I would have hoped in the first bar, but she's moving through it here. Now, normally, if this were a faster workout, I'd be a little more of a stickler for her speed and technique on the box jump overs. However, I'm more concerned with this workout since it's probably going to last in the 15+ minute range, possibly even 20 minutes. I'm more concerned that she just has a steady rhythm going. In the past, things that we've worked on together is that Rachel would kind of do a short burst of movement and then kind of sit and stare at either the box or the bar or whatever the next thing was for long, long periods of time. So the fact that she has kind of like a rhythm going and she's constantly steadily moving is something that we actually have been working on. She's been getting better at over time, and you can see that reflected in lots of her scores. So could probably be working with a little more of urgency, getting over the box when she's over the top, and actually just resting on the ground. However, I'm just happy that she's currently moving, and this is kind of something that we can use to bridge the gap here a little bit, to where if we just need overall comfortable speed on movements like box overs, if she just gets used to not stopping and continually moving, eventually that speed will get faster and faster as we practice that skill. All right, so she's back on the bar. Barbell is now heavier. I believe it's at 105. All right, so we're looking at like a 10-second transition there. And clean technique. So Rachel is so strong, she'll just muscle clean and muscle snatch the barbell. And that's something that we've been trying to tackle for a while, as far as making sure she doesn't pull too early with her elbows. These are things that honestly just need to be practiced outside of a WOD. I don't think trying to fix these things mid-WOD is the right way to go about doing it. But making sure that she makes contact with the hip is something that we've been working on. And she's so naturally strong that once she cracks that egg, I think she's going to actually reach a whole new level of performance ability when it comes to Metcons. Good. All right, so that rep may be a little questionable there as far as making sure that the hip's extended. I know especially when you get tired, it's real easy to not fully extend at the hip or the knees. And if you're in an in-person setting, you're probably not gonna get those bro reps. So it's really important to make sure you're exaggerating those standards like that. All right, so that one right there, if you were in a competition, probably would not have counted and she would have had to redo that rep. I'm not sure if her judge dinged her here. However, that would be something that she would definitely get dinged for in person. But yeah, she's actually moving through it pretty steadily. Not taking huge rests here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1,000, 5, 1,000, 6, 1,000, 7, 1,000, 8, 1,000, 9, 1,000, 10, 1,000. All right, so it's starting to add up a little bit, and you can bet that as we get heavier with the barbell, those breaks in between are gonna really start to add up here. All right, so I'm not sure if she's moving on to front squat yet, but she has done quite a few shoulder overhead. And to be at this point at 6 minutes is actually not terrible. All right, so yeah, definitely that one we would need to extend the knees. So it's really important. I know it sucks, and when you're feeling like crap and you're feeling like, you know, every ounce of you is telling you to slow down and stop, it's really difficult to meet just those little standards, but that's the difference between another 10 seconds of rest and having to pick the bar back up and hit the rep. And as you can see, when Rachel's doing the shoulder overhead, she's not failing, you know, she's not coming close to failure. It's more of a metabolic thing. She's extremely tired and she's experiencing all these signals getting shot throughout her body telling her to slow down and stop. The body's trying to preserve itself because she's really tired. But yeah, back onto front squats here. And those are looking solid. She's actually breathing pretty well through these movements. I'm really happy with her performance on the front squats, actually. So, one thing we've worked on with Rachel is not walking away from the bar, and that's something she's gotten better at over time. All right, here we go. Pick it up. So we have a little bit of an extended break here. I think she's just trying to make sure that she hits her pre-planned sets. I think she's going 5-5-5 on the front squat, but I'm just super happy to see this depth. She did a workout, I want to say 2 weeks ago, maybe 3 weeks ago, where she was doing overhead squats, and her attention to detail when it came to hitting proper depth and hitting the reps the way that they're going to be judged in person was very, very good. So. Something else I want to point out too is that Rachel has done a really good job of managing her body fat percentage, and that actually plays a huge role when you're doing movements like burpee box jump overs, pull-ups, toes to bar, a lot of the body weight movements. If you're running a little bit more lean and mean, those reps just take less out of you. And for someone that's as naturally strong as Rachel is, as far as just raw strength goes, improving her body fat percentage, I think, has that rising tide has raised all ships. So props to her for having the discipline to work on that and accomplish that goal. And plus, it's all, you always just feel better when you're walking around looking a little more slim. And obviously, there's a point of diminishing returns when you are doing that. However, I truly believe that there's a psychological benefit too, to where if you feel like you look better and you're feeling good, you're going to go into workouts more confident and you're going to attack them a little bit harder. So yeah, props to her for that. Taking a little bit longer breaks here. And we're just passing let me see if I can see the clock. All right, we're just getting to about the 9-minute mark here. And these box overs starting to slow down. As long as she keeps moving, in my book, that's going to be some improvement. We just can't have prolonged rests on the box overs. And I spoke with her a little bit about this over the phone. She was saying she watched the video back, and there was a couple moments where she was like, ah man, I should have been moving during those periods. There's no reason why I can't do that. And I think that it's really important to push yourself to the limits for a couple reasons. It helps you find out actually what you're capable of, and these video reviews are very, very helpful in that regard, to where you may feel like you're dying and you don't have anything left in the tank. And a lot of times when you watch these videos back, you'll see yourself and be like, look, I've seen somebody who's failing reps. I know what that looks like, and what I'm doing does not look like that. So I think that really is a great benefit to people when they can see themselves not quite getting to the limits, so that the next time that they put themselves in this situation, they might remember that and be like, hey, I can actually push it a little harder and a little further than I did before. I'm tripping all over my words right now, guys. You know what I should have? I should have brought like some water or something like that. I'll do that next time. This is a big long video review, but we'll get through it. All right, so we are on the third bar now, which seems like it is punching Rachel right in the face. Very good. Awesome. So she's got to be careful there about finishing the rep. I'm not sure if that would have gotten dinged from taking a little half step back there, but you know, and I'm a stickler for this stuff because I really want the athletes to their score to match their effort. So if you're putting in all this effort to get the bar from your shoulder to overhead, it's heavy, you're tired, make it count. Do yourself a favor. You owe it to yourself to do that. That's okay. Okay, so one thing I would critique here from a psychological standpoint. So Rachel got the bar overhead and she was gonna go for another rep. And it's okay to be like, look, I don't got it, I gotta put it down. But I just noticed a little head shake there. And I'm a big believer in the psychology of sports. And if you're shaking your head on the court, it's kind of a signal to yourself that you don't have what it takes today and you're not going to do well. So that would be something I would, if I was in person talking to Rachel, I would tell her, hey, pick your head up. We're good. Okay. Regroup, just refocus. We're going to get back to the bar. We're going to keep getting after it. All right. She's doing good. So we're almost at the 12-minute mark, and that gives us 10 minutes left to perform here. And I gotta imagine that these shoulder overhead are just really bearing down on her at this point. But again, she looks pretty strong. I mean, like I said, Rachel has a very strong shoulder overhead. Strict handstand push-ups are not an issue for her. She's very explosive when it comes to pressing. She has a really strong bench press. All right, got to get that water. And we got to get back on the bar here. So yeah, after watching this, I would say next order of business would be we got to clean up this clean technique. She's too strong to be cleaning like that. I mean, if she learns how to do a proper pull in the right sequence, it's going to allow her clean and jerk numbers and her snatch numbers to just skyrocket. So, yeah. All right, so we got 5 seconds on the rest time here. That's 10 seconds. Getting a little encouragement from Matt. 15. There we go. Good. So we're at 13 reps here. So in this situation, let's say we were in an in-person competition, I think it really helps. And I think CrossFit Invictus promoted this years ago, and it really resonated with me. In workouts like this, you can't assume postures of defeat, meaning in between reps, it is psychologically demoralizing if in between your reps, you're kind of crouching down, you're bent over, you have your hands on your knees. And we're not talking about Michael Jordan or anything like that. When you look defeated, you feel defeated. And so what I would recommend that she starts to practice, and this is something that she's going to do, is that in between her rest periods, if she has to put the bar down, let's not walk away from the bar and let's not hunch over. Let's not act like we're so exhausted we can't stand up. Let's stand up, catch your breath. That's okay. We're fine. We're going to regroup and we're going to get back into it. There you go. And just like you would for runners as well, I would almost recommend also that if it's possible, I mean, the weight looks pretty heavy and she's getting after it. Even facial expression. If you're straining so much here in the face, that's just extra energy that we're wasting. I would almost recommend like, hey, try to relax. I know it's really hard. Try to relax your face. Try to breathe through the movements, even though they're heavy. Only brace when you need to. Get it done. But yeah, I feel like those little psychological cues really help out in the long run with these workouts. All right, back in there. All right, we're at the 15-minute mark here. So let's see if she can get back to the barbell and into the shoulder overhead for the next round. I think that's doable. Again, Rachel's really strong in the front squat. I think if she sticks to sets of 4 or sets of 5s or quick sets of 3s with a little rest in between, that'll really help out. There we go, back in her front squat. All right, grabbing the water, so that's probably gonna add on a little more transition time. That's 10 seconds right there. 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26. All right, so as you can see there, that's a big chunk of time that we could have maybe shaved off a little bit. And I'm not saying she's got to even hit sets of 5 reps. Like, we can go sets of 2, we can go sets of 3, whatever it takes, as long as we're chipping away, especially for a workout like this. Eliminating those big, long rest periods, those are gonna add up. I think that's 10 seconds right there. 20 seconds right there, or sorry, 15. It's 20. 3, 4, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34. All right, so as you can see, I mean, we just accumulated a full minute of rest. And that's not to take away from the difficulty of this workout. I know it's really, really hard. So I'm not saying it's easy but these are just things, when you're doing the video review, it's important to point these things out because next time when you're performing, it'll help you to kind of stay aware and alert and be mindful of these things. So I'm actually glad this is happening so we can talk about it. And this is how you improve. You practice. Just like with any other sports team, any other sport, you would scrimmage, you'd watch the game film back and be like, okay, how can we improve? All right, what are the areas that we're falling short in? There you go, getting after it. Love the effort. All right, so we got about 4 minutes left to work here. I would love for her to get back into the shoulder overhead if we can. Got a dog barking outside. Anyway, all right, time to get back on it there, Rach. So as you can see, the rest periods are just stacking up. I would recommend for her, now I know it's good to know thyself and to be aware of what you like to do. Are you better at hitting bigger sets, having longer rest periods? That's fine to a degree. But when we're getting into, if we're talking strategy and if we're talking about like, especially a workout like this, every single rep is going to mean so many more spaces within the open leaderboard and online qualifier leaderboard that it's really important, even though you may have to step out of your comfort zone a little bit, to at least practice maybe a different method. So if you know that you're taking way too long a rest, it's important for you to have that awareness and to be able to switch it up on the fly and be like, look, sets of 5, I'm accumulating 30 seconds every single time I put the bar down. So now instead of sets of 5, I'm doing sets of 2 or sets of 3, and I'm gonna try to cut that rest time in half. And those little bits, just that each rep is gonna mean so much more. So many more spaces. Okay, so at this point, this is when I would highly recommend for her, like, look, you don't have to go fast at all. You just can't stop moving, okay? You can go as slow as you want, just turn around, walk into it, jump, just like that. That's totally fine. Walk into it, jump. You just gotta keep, so this is what we have to eliminate right here, is stopping, Crouching down, assuming a position of defeat, postures of defeat. There we go. Constant movement and just breathe. The box overs could almost act as your rest period. I know they're not easy by any means. That's it. Very good. Here we go. We got a, so this is great. This is I'm so glad we're doing this video review. A lot of these things, a lot of other people can watch this and get a lot out of it to where they're like, oh man, I totally do this. And I see other people doing it. These rest periods really add up. So you really don't have to split. Let's say that we went through this video and we tallied up the rep schemes for every single time she picked up the bar and put it down, assuming that she had to redo this workout, right? So if she had to repeat this workout, she could literally do the exact same rep schemes, not split it up or not add any more reps that she did before. And if she just shaved off 10 seconds on the second half for the last 10 minutes of this workout, if she just shaved off 10 seconds from each one of her rest periods, that would add up and improve her score immensely. So video reviews are super important. This is a really good one for her. I think, and honestly, the reason why I gave her this workout, I thought it was great. The guys at Training Think Tank programmed this one. This would be a workout to where if I saw it in the open, if we did see it show up in the open, this would be one that would be a separator. I honestly think this workout, you would see the best of the best in the world at the top of the leaderboard here, and the most likely to move on or win sanctionals after this workout, I think would be, it's just a well-crafted workout. So props to those guys. All right, so we got 45 seconds left to work. She's back into her final bar. And at this point, it's kind of all or nothing. Every single rep here would be monumental in an open setting. So she's gotta make sure that each one of these really counts, but at the same time, if she can hit a double on any of these, yeah, totally gas. I understand for sure. All right, if we can get one more in there, 20 seconds, she's still ready to work. 15, regroup, here we go. It's all right. So in an open setting, that last one would not count. Her feet were split apart on that last rep, but all good. Great effort by Rachel. Thank you so much, Rachel, for submitting that video. If you guys want your video reviewed, go ahead and submit it. See you guys soon.